Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another series of trading with AI UI. Well, because of the, I would say great popularity of the YouTube videos that, talk about trading, we decided to make a new series and recreate all the scripts that are necessary to, make MetaTrader 4 run with AI. So let's dive deep into it. First of all, I want to show you what we are talking about in this introduction video. All of a sudden, there is a disclaimer, right? It's important to tell you that we made this just up in our spare time and love to trade and so on. Be cautious, right? We give you all we got, but we are not telling you to trade. It's all on your own risk. Use it with caution, right? Then I will go to the software we need to install, as well as the data labeling. How is this happening? What are we going to trade, or how do we trade, and some additional stuff. So the disclaimer, as I told you before, this is just for informational purpose only, right? We do not take any responsibility if something happens. Just be cautious, check the scripts, and try to have fun. The software you will need is, first of all, AIMS, our AI management software, right? You can get it from our website. You can get it also for Linux as well as Windows. In this series, I will show everything I do with Windows system. And you will need the MetaTrader 4 as well. You can download the MetaTrader as a raw version, as far as I know, as well as already branded versions like Admiral Markets, FXCM, and so on. And what already is required to do the trading is some scripts. We created some scripts like to send data from MetaTrader 4 to our software AIMS, as well as indicators, and AI expert, an expert advisor that is trading on the behalf of implemented AI. But I will come to this in the other videos. And you will have to add these scripts. I will show this in the next video. In a specific directory of your computer where MetaTrader saves all the data, like indicators, experts, and so on. So let's come to the most important part of this video. The question is, how do we trade, right? What you see here is an hourly chart of the S&P 500. That means each candle represents 1 hour in open, high, low, close values. And now the question is, how are we going to trade with AI? There are two possible ways to trade with AI, or in general, if you use some algorithms. Well, we could do a regression. That would mean we would like to predict like the next price for the next hour or next 2 hours, whatever. Depends on the horizon we want to use, as well as a classification. Classification means we want to find out what might be the next direction of the price, okay? Now let's dive deeper into it and what that means. For this case, we choose for this explanation, in the first case, regression. We want to predict the next price. So first of all, we have to give the AI a so-called sequentialization horizon, like time window. Imagine if you want to trade, you have a look at the chart, you want to do it technically or whatever. You want to look back a specific amount of time steps in history, right? In the past. You want not just to see the last 10 time steps, like this one. If we imagine we start in the middle here, you want to see more, right? You want to see like the last year or last few months, whatever, depending on your time frame when you are trading. But this is what we give the AI we have to define it. In the trading series, I will always use 100 time steps, okay? And these 100 time steps are the input parameters. Like, okay, open, high, low, close for the last 100 time steps makes 400 values. Are feed into the AI, and based on that data, it will hopefully learn to find patterns that led to a good prediction for the next price, maybe. Okay, that could look like this. We got a time window, sequentialization of 100 time steps, and we want to predict the next time step. So our prognose horizon is 1 time step, because we just look 1 time step ahead, not 2, not 3, just 1, and we want to predict the next price. There's also the question, what is the next price, right? This is the mean price between open, high, low, close, or is it the closing price? Whatever, you have to define this. You can do this. It's not a problem, but this is not what we are going to do in this series, right? We are not focusing on regression. We will do classification. So that means we want to estimate in which direction is the price going to develop in the future. Therefore, we will also choose another prognose horizon. We don't look like 1 time step in the future. We look several time steps into the future. The question is, why? It's easier. Well, classification is easier because it's not that on point. You know, you get certainties of, okay, like the price is about to rise for a certainty of 60%. The algorithm does not have to learn a specific price to predict. This won't happen. It's not possible to predict the next price. It's a lot harder than to estimate the next direction. And usually all we need is the next direction, because if we know, like, okay, it's 80% certainty that the price will rise, it's enough for us. We can then make up when we enter the market, set our stop losses, whatever. And when we go out, you know, the direction is important. And then we need money management to find a way out again. So in this case, I will show you a classification. We use 100 time steps as input, and we look 20 time steps in the future. But why? Well, we have to define boundary conditions. When we say, okay, under these circumstances, I would rather go into the market with a buy order, and under these conditions, it would be a sell order. And under these conditions, I would do nothing because the price is just oscillating, nothing happens really, right? So we have to define a value called min-win pips in our scripts. Could also be named min-win points, right? The amount of pips or points, whatever, is dependent on the market you use it on. Here on the S&P 500, 30 points are like from 4,100 to 4,130, right? Okay. So this condition means reach at least this price difference within the prognose horizon. That means we got, like, in this case, 20 time steps in the future. And if the price is rising 30 points in this time frame, we would say in this specific time step where the 100 input time steps end, we would label data with, okay, if I bought here, the future would have been bright for me. But we need a second boundary condition, max loss pips, because we don't want to trade if the market is oscillating strong. We want to have clear directions. So we have to say, okay, in this case, if the price is rising 30 points, but in the same time wasn't dropping 20 points, it will be a buy order, right? Also, I've written this down here again. The opposite is also possible. I could tell it like this: if you want to change the directions, say, okay, if the price is rising or falling, in this case, like at least 15 points, but in the same time is not rising more than 10 points, like in this example, within a prognosis horizon of 8 time steps, then we would consider this as a sell scenario. Okay, so you could change the prognosis horizon, you can change min-win pips, you can change max loss pips to create different labels of the data and therefore different patterns. Because in this scenario, there might be other patterns important than in this scenario. Because the prices change as well as the prognosis horizons. So that's something I will show in the last video. I think video 6 is this going to be how to combine different AI models with different pattern recognition mods to find an even better model that sees it all, you know. Okay, here I got a small sheet where I packed everything together because there is also a hold scenario. Imagine, okay, the price didn't change like at least 15 points, then I won't label data as, go into the market. And also if the price changed more than 15 points, but also, got to the point where it was oscillating so strong that it also, checked up with the max loss pips. If this is beyond that, if the price is beyond the max loss pips value in the opposite direction, also there will be no labeling as buy or sell, it will be hold. And here you can see it again, what the sell and buy scenarios are. A little bit easier on display. And thanks to Daniel, it's an active trader from the community, he made up this sheet to visualize what's exactly happening and how everything impacts on the data pattern labels. Okay, so let's come to the additional stuff. Now I have shown you how we label the data. You can use a script to make this automatically, but if you got questions, please come over to our Talk Out forum, because most of you guys have the same questions and we can talk it over and help everyone around there to answer these questions. And we always try to help. Please come up. We do our best to make it happen for you. So we'll see again in the next video. Have a nice day.